Drop it with Panda.
Well, I mean, hey, man, it's your balls. You can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah. Ready?
No.
You look so tired.
I am tired.
Oh, that's some powerful coffee.
Is it?
Woo-wee.
Super duper.
Welcome to Dropbear and Panda Save the World.
Episode 38.
38.
38.
38.
38.
It's episode 38.
38. We have sent off 3 pairs of socks in 3 weeks.
And they have gone to Ireland. They've gone to England. They've gone to Vancouver
Island.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, so we sent off a pair to England this past week.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Michael, for being awesome with all the stuff.
Yep. And the Friday Sock Co. for supplying said socks.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't heard that he's received them yet, but hopefully he will receive them soon.
Right. I kind of want to tell him what they are, but I think it should be a surprise.
Nope. Well, who knows? Maybe with the Brexit disaster, the non-Brexit disaster, maybe he won't receive those socks for another 6 years.
Yeah. We don't know.
She's Theresa May has actually said that she's asked for an extension until June 30th.
Another extension. Isn't there some like big vote thing happening? And
yeah, apparently the EU has like an election vote between now and June 30th. So
can they vote in it because they're still technically members?
Technically they can, but the EU is saying that they shouldn't vote.
Right.
And I don't think Theresa May has said that they don't want to vote. Now, I think the Brexiters have said that this is kind of bullshit because now the EU can say, well, we know you're leaving, so we can base our election for the the head of the EU or the heads of the EU to affect how you guys are going to leave or what you're going to get now when you leave.
Mess.
And so the Brexiters are mad. The MPs who want to leave are mad. The people who want to stay in the EU in the UK are upset because they know this could be a possibility. It's just getting worse and worse. And the MPs won't sign, but when you are in a divorce, you have to be prepared to
The only people that do well in a divorce are the lawyers.
It's true.
that's the only party that wins.
I hope you didn't hear that slurp. That was a little awkward. I've got the microphone right here, and I guess I could have moved the microphone away to drink my coffee, but
that is true. You don't always have to sit in the comfy chair too. You can always.
It's called a comfy chair for a reason.
Oh, that's fair. What else is comfy? What else is going on in the? Oh my God.
You have the list.
I have it.
This
Well,
week.
so right, and I would first like to shine some light on a friend of ours who has been campaigning to come over and play Beat Saber in VR.
Luke, I love you. You're a pain in my side, but I love you so much.
Yeah. So Luke Moar has been, on this. He's got this agenda. He needs to play Beat Saber. It's not just he wants to play Beat Saber. He needs to play Beat Saber.
It is burning a hole in his soul.
Yeah. So he sent you a video, I think on Facebook, initially, which was him just talking about the fact that he needed to play Beat Saber, and he's taking things into his own hands because we haven't invited him over yet.
This was on Thursday, and I laughed so hard I almost peed myself.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was like a close-up of his face. It was a very direct letter to me.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And he's using the hashtag Luke Saber, which makes me giggle hysterically for some reason.
He is so smart.
Yeah.
He's so damn smart. And just to make a little note here, I actually went to high school with Luke. I've known Luke for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
He also is very well known in the theater community here in Calgary. So he's a very amazing tech file here with up in the tech booth. So many people that I know Luke as well, and he is a fantastic person.
Yeah.
A very amazing human being. So
Yeah.
I just also want to say that, but he's also obviously
driving you crazy.
Yes, love him, but
well, the last video was him playing whatever that rock star game is, where he's or drum star or whatever the hell it is.
Wow, you did a lot of research
about
about
I don't
this.
know what it's called. Like, what is it called? I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna put a link to his promo video for why he should play Beat Saber, because he had some low budget idea of.
He's called it.
I don't want to spoil it.
Beat Saber, the poor man. Basically, is this is the poor man's Beat Saber.
It's pretty epic.
We mentioned this on a podcast before, where we actually had to change our living room around a little bit,
right,
to accommodate our VR, because there were certain parts we had bought another game where it kept saying that we were out of range, so we had to move some things around, and that's one of the reasons why we haven't had him over yet. We're also just very busy people.
Yeah.
And then of course he started up again with the harassment.
I love it.
So on Thursday he had posted this letter to me. And then the next day he posted this video, and I was like, for fuck's sake, man. Like, you just sent this other video to me yesterday.
Apparently
like,
he's
what
got a
the
plan.
hell? Yeah. And then he's like, well, it's all, and then he sent me a little message being like, I'm not actually trying to be a total asshole here. Right. And he's like, just so you know, I do have 4 other things coming up, so the harassment will continue for a short period of time.
I love it.
And on one hand, I'm like, sweet. Yeah. And on the other hand, I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to these, but we will keep everyone updated. But please go see this video. It is so funny.
Well, and I think that when he does come over for Beat Saber, we will have to video that.
It's going to be epic. We are going to make a thing out of it.
We're going to have a Luke Saber /barbecue. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So hashtag Luke Saber. If you want Luke to come over, send us a note. Hashtag Luke Saber.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super great.
Here's to you, hashtag Luke Saber.
Yeah. So speaking of VR, we've been struggling our way through Astrobot.
We're almost done, I think.
Yeah, which is going to make me super sad. But oh my God, that last level, the ghost level.
Bots and goblins, I think it was. We're on the 5th world.
Man, it was terrifying. Well, it wasn't terrifying. It was just so hard.
I watched it through 2D.
Which is
because
difficult.
You were dealing with it. Yeah. I couldn't see a thing.
You've got like a little flashlight, and you got it's nuts. And I died so many times. My poor little bot.
It was a haunted house with ghosts and goblins and robots.
Yeah.
And there were boxes that were invisible.
They're called like plasma bridges.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's what they're
ecto bridges, I think. Yeah, and you wouldn't have found some of the bots you were looking for, because they were literally not invisible, but behind other walls that you couldn't have seen unless you lined up other things with other stuff that you couldn't see because, oh my God, yeah.
So it's such a wonderful, wonderful game, but whoa.
And it's much more difficult to see if you're watching it in 2D because you don't have the 3D experience, right? So when it started, I was like, it looked like it was almost just a black screen. I was like, can you even see what do you,
and then I got this little flashlight, and I'm like, boop, boop. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, but man, that was hard.
Yep. I'm like, well, I'm glad you found all 8 bots, because I don't want to do that level again.
Well, and the boss at the level 4 was ridiculous as well.
And yet you did better with that boss than the other ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that flying bird boss was ridiculous.
Yes, that one made more sense to me than the spider one.
Ugh.
But
the nude spider with the weird corset that you have to take off.
Yeah, she was like a dominatrix spider who loved you, and her babies were kind of rapey. It was weird, but cartoony.
Cartoon rapey? That's okay, right?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, and the eggs.
I'm just gonna say no.
She'd drop spider eggs, and they'd be like, "Oh, get them, yeah."
With little hearts, and it was very strange.
So love spiders.
Still kind of adorable, even though they murdered you. I don't know.
True.
Yeah, we haven't gotten back into Moss yet. We haven't done super hot VR. We haven't started back up with Beat Saber, but we did notice that you can buy extra songs now with Beat Saber, which is great.
Super cool. And I have a complaint against PlayStation Store.
What?
I'm pretty sure I bought one of those packs. Like the extra song packs. I've got no freaking idea where it is. Like, where does it go? Where does it go?
Where does it go, Cotton Eye Joe?
Where does it come from? Where does it go? No, but I can't find it anywhere. It's not in the downloads, because I know sometimes I mess myself up where I'll purchase something and then I don't download it right away. And I've got no freaking idea where to find it.
But I did that with one of the games where I thought I purchased it, but I didn't press the final button, remember? So maybe you just had an old man moment.
Whoa. Settle down, old man moment.
Yeah.
Who's like helping your astrobots, lady?
It's because I started playing video games when I was like much older. I don't have the dexterity that you do.
So instead of old man strength, I've got old man... What?
Wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
Yes.
Maybe I was going to go with old man dexterity.
You certainly don't have that.
Oh,
I
man.
love you.
Man.
No, we've actually, I haven't been playing a lot of video games this week.
Yeah.
So...
And I've been in rehearsals all week.
Oh my gosh, you have been going hard though.
Yeah. Oh, so tired.
I'm really
so satisfied.
I'm really excited. And what's great is this is the first, so not that my younger sister doesn't enjoy theater. She comes to all my shows, except for that one that she just forgot. She
Yeah.
bought tickets for and just didn't show up. That was embarrassing. And a really good show she missed too.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Heather. Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. My younger sister and her boyfriend, I just call him my brother-in-law, and my nephews,
Yeah.
and my mom are coming to come
Yeah.
see it. Like, everybody's coming to this one,
Yeah.
which is great.
What about Colleen and Mike? What's going on with them?
I don't know. I have not asked them. And me. And probably so everybody.
Yeah. So, and it's going to be a ridiculous fun show. It opens next weekend. So if you are in Calgary and if you have kids or are a kid at heart, you can come check out, go to loosemoose.com and buy tickets for the further adventures of the Three Musketeers. I will be playing Athos and other characters.
Yes.
And the cast is amazing. It's they are so much fun. Yeah, we're having a blast, but it's a lot of work, and I am not in the same shape that I was a couple years ago. So it's definitely taking its toll with sword fighting and hand-to-hand combat.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And feathers in those hats.
Yeah, and the hats are huge.
Honestly, I'm
They're
just going to see your
ridiculous.
hats.
Yeah.
Because Ralmie's amazing.
Yeah.
Screw the actors. I don't even care. I'm just there to see the hats. Do they have their own parts on the
Program?
program?
No. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the program yet. They could. We don't know.
Ralmie, I don't know if you're listening to this. My recommendation is to have your hats have their own little part in the program. Because Panda says, make it so, it shall be so.
And the rapiers.
The what?
Yeah, the rapiers.
I hate that. It's just,
Yeah, the foils. Foiled again.
foil.
Oh, yeah, anyway, so that's coming up. And
It's the foils.
it'll run from April 13th to May 5th, which is the day that we're going to go see a Canadian icon.
Yay!
That's right. We've got tickets, backstage VIP passes. You think it's like some great show.
It is a great show.
You think it's some great rock band.
Nope.
But it's Rick Mercer.
Because we have noticed, or we have mentioned.
He loves our podcast.
Probably. He listens to this all the time.
Of course he does.
Probably.
Right? Who wouldn't?
Most
Anyway,
likely. Maybe.
So that's happening on the 5th. That's our closing date. So we got 2 shows that day. We got 2 shows the day before because we're in the Alberta Children's Hospital. We take our show on the road. It was really cool.
Yep. So you're going to be tired.
Oh, man.
You better not be super tired because that's also a very special day.
That's right. It's Panda leaves the womb day.
Well, not actually that day.
Not that day.
Like many years ago. It's the anniversary of that day.
Coming out of your own womb.
When I go in through the top of my head.
That's right.
And then...
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Great sound effects.
You know, or you could just, use your magic in the computer and get a different sound effect.
Sure. We can do something. It'll be hilarious. We'll just put that in there just because.
Get something from like Alien or The Fly.
Right. Oh, I would like to lodge a complaint against pedestrians.
Again? Still?
Yeah. So, so I was going to go to this meeting yesterday. Well, I went to this meeting yesterday, but I was going to take my motorcycle. But by the time I got out, I realized it was just too damn cold to ride, and I was feeling a little fair weathery. So I order up a cab because I'm not an Uber guy in Calgary for some reason. I seem to stick with the tried and true and what I know, checker cabs.
I think it's because we took the Uber once or twice here in Calgary, and it was the same price.
Yeah.
And it took them longer to show up or something. So we were like, eh.
Yeah. Anyway, so for whatever reason, I like checker cabs. I think they're great. And so I order checker cabs. I got a little checker cab app. I hit the button and I get, and this is the best. And this is no exaggeration, no lie. My driver's name, Mufasa.
Amazing.
Right? Which was fantastic. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is going to be wicked. Anyway, so it sends me a note, says, hey, get outside because the cab's going to be right there. So I step outside, cab drives right past me. Like all the way down 13th Street, circles back 12th Street, comes back down 13th Street.
Did he look ashamed a little bit?
He was laughing. We had a pretty good laugh.
Oh, that's good.
He goes, I just drive right past you. I'm like, yep, you sure did. He's just like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's cool. Whatever. I said, I watched you on the map, like drive around the block. It was pretty funny. Anyway, so in order to get to my meeting, I had to get onto Kensington Road, and where we're situated, there's no access to Kensington Road. So you've got to either go down this alley or you got to, drive.
It's a little difficult.
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
To cut down on traffic. Yep. Anyway,
so I'm running late. So I suggest, guys, I know you shouldn't, but would you mind just cutting through Petro-Canada parking lot? Just because that way we can just get onto Kensington Road. He's like, yeah, sure. So we go through the parking lot, and he's very cautious and stuff like that. And he's going to turn onto Kensington Road. There's no pedestrians coming down the sidewalks. He's got a little break in traffic, but he's got to wait for one car to move just so he can sort of finish his move. So he's straddling the sidewalk. This guy with this, so he's got like a little flippy uppy mustache.
What? I don't know anyone who's ever had those before.
Yeah. But he's got a stroller with a baby in it, and he's like 10 feet away, like just on the corner there.
So he's a ways away.
He's a ways away. Like we did not at all like cut him off or do anything, whatever. This guy, and I shit you not, pushes his baby's buggy like almost right into the side of the cab. Like he picks up speed and is just like dead-eyeing the cab driver, and he's fucking mad. Like he's swearing like, how dare you, blah, 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 and almost rams his kid into the cab to make a point.
On purpose.
On purpose, to make a point that, we took over the sidewalk and that's his sidewalk and he's got every right to be on the sidewalk and he will ram his baby into this cab to prove the point. Oh, it's ridiculous. And I look at Mufasa and I'm like, holy shit, that guy's got some issues, hey? And he's just laughing.
Oh my God.
I know. And I said, it's like he's never been outside of Canada before.
Right?
Because you would, that baby would be a pancake on the ground in any other country, because you just,
cars have the right of way.
Cars have the right of way.
Anywhere else I've ever been, yeah.
Yeah, and to put his child at risk just to make a point was unfucking believable.
Well, to just keep walking.
Yeah.
And then walk right into the car.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And then to be indignant about it. Like, you could have just gone around. Like, literally, which he ended up doing anyways, but he had to make the point. He had to be like
Oh, shit.
So, sir, if you are listening to this, you are a douchebag of epic proportions. Like,
oh my God.
Ridiculous.
So I know that, obviously pedestrians have the right of way, and in an actual traffic situation,
yeah,
like you stop before the sidewalk, right?
Yeah.
But the pedestrian's not there yet.
Right.
So in order for the car to actually get onto the road, he has to cross the sidewalk.
Right.
So fuck you, man.
I know. Well, and I have this, I see this all the time downtown, because I do a lot of walking downtown, and people are morons.
Yeah.
Like pedestrians, like, okay, so cyclists are also crazy people. Mm-hmm. They think they've got a whole different set of things that they're allowed to do.
I have met a lot of great pedestrians and cyclists, and a lot of douchebags too.
Yeah, but so what I see regularly down in our neck of the woods is people just not even checking. They just step onto the street, assuming the car will just you know, see them or stop or whatever. And I'm just like, you're fucking nuts. Like,
Yep.
Remember when we were in Manila, like it's taking your life in your hands, like even being on the sidewalk.
Yep.
Like, and you're looking everywhere all the time, and you're actually dodging between bumpers to try and get across. Like nobody's going to stop and wait for you to.
The first thing that you learn when you're a kid is look both ways before you cross the street.
Yeah.
That has not changed.
Yeah.
Just because the pedestrians here have the right of way
Yeah.
doesn't mean that a car is going to see you or stop for you. There's 100 different reasons why a car is not going to stop. They could even just have sun in their eye and not see you.
Exactly.
So even if you're like, fuck you, I have the right of way, I'm just going to walk into traffic. I don't want a broken leg. I don't want a broken spine, and I don't want to die.
Yeah,
even if they're like, oh, well, I'll just sue for $100 million. I still don't want to be a paraplegic, right?
Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And
No.
it seems to be this entitled culture that we're in.
No, just fucking look both ways. I remember, well, and this is the problem too with people. More people seem to get hit by our trains because they're plugged in.
Right.
They're looking at their phones, and they're just
Yeah.
they're just tuned out, right? And I've noticed that I get worse when I'm listening to like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't listen to music anymore because I don't carry music on my phone. But sometimes I'll listen to podcasts, and I've noticed that if I'm in a busier part of the neighborhood, I have to turn it down because I'll notice that I will get distracted, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, like I need to, I need to pay attention. Yeah. I remember once, and it was a number of years ago, and I will never forget this. I was south of 17th Avenue, not in the ritzy part of south of 17th.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, a lot of stop and go,
Like the east side, kind of closer to the dome, or are we talking up in?
No, like closer to like south of 17th Avenue, southwest,
Like Fifth Street by the.
yeah, that kind of area there, and a lot
By
of
the
four-way
ship.
stops, and you know, you go stop, and there's a pedestrian coming, and he wasn't at the four-way stop yet, and he could go north, south, east, west.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to stop and wait and figure out where he's going and wait some more and then whatever, right? So I'm like, I have time to go through. He had his earphones in. He was looking at his phone or changing his, I don't know whether he was on a phone or he was changing something or whatever. So I stop. Pedestrian's not at the corner yet. So I go, and I'm almost at the crosswalk where he is when he walks right out in front of my car.
What the hell?
And I slam on my brakes and I slam on my horn.
Yeah.
And he looks up and he gives me 2 fucking fingers
What?
and he says, fuck you, you fucking.
Oh my God.
And I throw up my hands, and of course I'm like, look where you're fucking going, like pay attention.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck you, I've got the right fucking way. And then he keeps going. And I'm like, I was already through the intersection. Like, I could have killed you. And I don't think I would have, because I was doing like 8 kilometers an hour or however it was, you know, when you get through an intersection. But seriously, I could have at least run over his foot.
Yeah.
Or taken out a knee, right?
Well, so
that would have been my fault. Probably.
Well, I mean, you never know until it's put to the test. But so what I do as a pedestrian is I don't walk in front of cars that are stopped and waiting to turn. I walk behind them, right? Because I know being a car driver can be very frustrating when you have people just always constantly walking in front of you. Yeah. Like, and it's...
You never get anywhere.
Yeah, you can't turn, and you wait for a break in traffic, and you end up getting... you know what I mean? Like, it ends up building up some anxiety as a driver that you can't do anything. You can't actually move. Oh. So I try and alleviate that situation by walking behind people all the time. Or if there's a break in traffic and there's a car trying to turn, like, left in front of me, I just wait. I just wave them through. Like, you can go. Because I also have this this theory that I've been working on, that it costs a lot to always be braking your car. Do you know what I mean? Like to slow down the momentum of a car just so I can cross a street when I want to. I think like it taxes the energy, you know, because it takes more gas now to come back up to speed. You wear and tear on the brakes of other cars. Like there's a flow that vehicles have.
Well, and you're just slowing down 800 other cars,
right?
Just so you can cross.
And now if you look at
10A Street.
with a cyclist, cyclists don't stop for anybody because they're insane. And I do mean this. Again, I know some good cyclists, but I know a lot of bad ones. And they don't stop. Why? Because it's hard to get back going again. Right? And that's just a bicycle. So a car, we just take it for granted. You just push your foot to the thing, but it still costs so much in energy, non-renewable resources to, to satisfy my need to cross when I want to.
Yeah. And I think the reason why, pedestrians have the right of way is because, cars can kill you. Pedestrians, need to be safe. On the other hand, I think sometimes cars should have the right of way because cars can kill you.
Yeah. So law of superior firepower,
right? Like it's, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, there was a cyclist last year that killed a pedestrian because he hit the pedestrian so hard because he was going so fast and just wasn't paying attention or couldn't stop in time.
He ran a red light.
You're right.
Yeah.
He ran a red light, hit an old gentleman and
didn't want to stop.
Freaking awful.
Yeah.
And I've seen cyclists not use the bike lanes.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Lots of cyclists actually just ride down the sidewalk in Kensington. And I'm just like, really? Like, just ride on the road.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. Or there's a bike lane and they just ride on the sidewalk instead and like make like pedestrians like jump onto lawns and stuff.
Yeah. And a lot of the sidewalks like down Kensington Road anyway, they've got trees coming out of, they're not for cyclists.
Yeah.
They're not for cyclists. No. And at least the bike lanes, you get protected from like doors opening on you and whatever. But yeah, it's I
want to talk about Lime bicycles that are in the city now.
Cool.
So I like Lime. I like them a lot. And it's like this little bicycle that you can just book with your phone and then you jump on. It's like
they like car to goes.
Yeah, kind of, and then electric assisted. But the thing is that I don't walk around with a bicycle helmet.
What?
Yeah, it's true. And I have and I don't know if I'm going to get arrested by a bike cop for saying this, but I've ridden Limes without a helmet.
You and probably 40,000 other people.
Yeah. And I know that there's a component of Calgarians that are very, very upset about this thing that's happening, that you can't just ride a bike without a helmet. And, I am of the vintage where, helmets hadn't been invented and
I just wore a walnut for a helmet.
That's right. Because back in those days, walnuts were huge because it's the prehistoric times. I had a little spear made of a stick. They called me Twiggy the Barbarian.
Those arrowheads weren't for arrows. They were for spears.
That's right. We actually didn't even have the wheel yet. So we didn't have to worry about it. We had Anyways, so I know there's some people that are very proper. They're just like, we want to follow the rules, got to wear the helmet, et cetera, et cetera. My philosophy here is that I don't ride a bicycle any faster than I can walk, really. I'm not out there tearing up the streets, and I'm fine. I guess if I get a ticket, I get a ticket. I do like having these little bikes around. I think they're great.
So the bike helmet laws in Calgary, you have to wear a helmet all the time? Is that the law? Yeah. Or is it you have to be under 18 to wear a helmet?
Great question. We'll ask Google. Oh. I'll do it. Okay, Google, what are the helmet laws for bicycles in Calgary?
On the website calgary.ca, they say, the law states that no person who is less than 18 years old shall operate or ride as a passenger on a bicycle unless that person is properly wearing a safety helmet. To read more, look for the link in your Google Home app.
So that's just a passenger.
Yeah.
On a bike. Did she mean a motorbike? There's not a lot of...
No, you have to, on a motorcycle, you have to wear a helmet regardless. And it has to be a DOT or Department of Transportation approved helmet.
Okay, Google, in Calgary, do you have to wear a bicycle helmet on a bicycle?
On the website bikecalgary.org, they say, no person who is less than 18 years old shall operate or ride as a passenger on a bicycle unless that person is properly wearing a safety helmet.
Well,
so I guess...
We can. So while you Google foo that up,
I will double check. I mean, so I have a bicycle. I love my bicycle. It is very heavy though, so it is not a bicycle for me to bike to work with because fuck, that was awful.
Yeah.
But going to Eau Claire was like going to Eau Claire, like you were on your longboard, I was on the bike. It was great.
I wasn't wearing a helmet there either.
No, but on an actual bike path, when there are pedestrians and there are other bicyclists or cyclists that are going at 40 kilometers an hour, I wear my fucking bike helmet because that's...
I think you should probably wear one as a pedestrian in that situation.
Yeah, well, because if I get hit by somebody and there's trees and stuff like that, I might not be going really, really quickly, but I'm going to wear a bike helmet. If I'm going to the Safeway...
Yeah, maybe you
Although
won't.
I could get hit by a car because there's no... I don't know. I could fall down here and crack my head open.
We should just all start wearing helmets.
All the time.
Yeah, just all the time. Like the old school Joffy hockey helmets.
You should probably also wear like mouth guards and just...
Yeah. So while you look that up, speaking of other things that can kill you, did you know that the sound of wind turbines can cause cancer?
No, it's not wind turbines. It's just windmills.
I thought you said it wasn't windmills. It was wind turbines.
Trump says it's windmills.
Oh.
The Dutch must be so sick. Like, so sick right now.
So sick. They've got
I'm
so much
surprised
cancer.
there's any Hollanders, Netherlanders, Dutch people. Why do you have so many names? Guys?
It's the wooden shoes.
Oh, maybe the wooden shoes protect you from cancer.
There you go.
What? I figured it out.
We saved the world by now we're going to go get some wood shoes to prevent cancer.
We don't need helmets.
Right.
We need
just
wooden shoes.
That's it. You heard it here first, folks. So protect yourself from cancer. Wear wooden shoes. Do you think it matters what kind of wood it is?
Fuck, I'm smart.
Like, what if it's walnut? like helmets in days of yore.
Well, I mean, cancer has gotten worse. So obviously walnut must have been good because nobody wears walnut helmets anymore. God, you know,
Now you know.
I don't know why more people don't listen to us. No wonder we're Rick Mercer's favorite podcast.
Probably. Yeah. So there's that. If you check our last episode, we did lament the fact that people are ignoring our no soliciting signs that Panda has put up. It said no soliciting and no...
So are we done with the wind turbines?
I don't know. We can wait.
No, is that it?
I don't know. I guess so.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't want to, I just thought, I didn't know if we were done.
Sure. Is there anything else to say? Okay, so Panda was, while we were talking about windmill cancer and how to prevent it, Panda was checking out the City of Calgary site, and it turns out you just need to be, if you're under 18, you have to wear a helmet on a bicycle.
It says, it gives laws about safety helmets, about how it has to be certified, it has to be, how it has to be constructed, blah, blah, blah. And it says, even though the law states those under 18 must wear a helmet, they should be worn at all times by all ages to prevent brain injuries or severe damage of the skull. Right. So you have to be...
If you're under 18, got to wear a helmet.
Yeah. But they recommend everybody should wear a helmet.
Right. So, which I get. And I think that... And actually, I'm really happy to hear that because I thought that I thought they enforced that, like they made that a sweeping law like 10, 12 years ago. And I was like,
I thought they did it way more recently than that, but yeah, I guess.
But I like that they've. Well, that's great because now you know what now I don't feel weird about grabbing a lime from Safeway and riding it back to the house without a helmet.
You ever take it off any sweet jumps?
Yeah, so that's on calgary.ca under bicycle safety, and
we'll put a link.
Under law sections 111 in brackets 1 to 112 bracket 7. So we'll have some links there for you.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Oh, speaking of cycles, there's a motorcycle swap meet today at Sunnyside Community Center that I'm going to go check out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which will be too late for all you people.
Yep.
Because we're going to be talking about the past.
We're like time travelers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We are all time travelers. If you think about it.
We're just really slow about it.
No, we're going the right speed. We're traveling through time. We are time travelers.
Whoa, you are like blowing my mind.
And you know what's great also is other famous time travelers in history, Bill and Ted.
Can we get your dad's keys?
Could steal him, but he lost them 2 days ago.
If only we could go back in time to when he had them and steal them then.
Well, why can't we?
'Cause we don't got time.
We could do it after the report.
Ted, good thinking, dude. After the report, we'll time travel back to 2 days ago, steal your dad's keys, and leave them here.
Where?
I don't know. How about behind that sign? That way, when we get here now, they'll be waiting for us. See?
Whoa, yeah! So, after the report, we can't forget to do this, otherwise it won't happen. But it did happen. Hey, it was me who stole my dad's keys.
And there's Bill and Ted's Adventure, Excellent Adventure #3 coming up.
I need to rewatch 1 and 2. Actually, I saw 1 in the last couple years.
Yeah.
2, though, I haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
There's probably a reason for that.
Probably. Who knows? So in our last episode, we talked about people annoying us by knocking on the door and ignoring your no soliciting and no junk mail signs. And it continues. So even this week, we had more people. Panda had to go out and yell at somebody.
I didn't yell.
You had to go have stern words.
I had stern words.
Yeah.
And I explained to them that I had made signs. You can see them from the other side of the street.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm sorry, I will make a note that your house is not to be disturbed.
Right.
And I was like, but it says twice here and here not to disturb us. And we do podcasts and voiceover work and et cetera, et cetera. We have meetings in the house and there are reasons why we don't want to be disturbed. Don't disturb us.
Yeah.
And friends of ours has said, sometimes we choose not to vote for people who disrespect our wishes.
It's a little thing.
If they don't listen to the public regarding this, what else do they don't give a shit about, right? Yeah. One of our friends had mentioned that political parties are actually technically exempt because it's about running the province, running the city, running the country. So they do have a duty and a right to come talk to the public about stuff. So although...
And send you text messages, Mary.
And whoever else, I can't even remember. But apparently they are, by law, they are allowed to bother you.
Same with religious people, by the way.
Which I think is bullshit.
Yeah, well, no, that's God told them. There is no higher power than God, and if God's telling you to wake me up on a Saturday, it must be important. Anyways,
the
point being, I felt that there needed to be more of an explanation about what no soliciting actually means.
There is one on our door now.
Yeah, so I penned one up, and it's already bearing fruit.
It sure is.
So not only did we get a case of Girl Guide cookies.
Yep,
not a box. A case. That's 12 boxes.
Because there are exceptions to the rules.
Yep, there are exceptions to the rules.
On one hand, I figured, and another friend of us thought that, too long to read.
Yeah.
Too long didn't read.
Yeah, I don't care. If you're standing there contemplating whether you're going to ring the doorbell, you probably would read it.
Yeah, exactly. And I came home from work yesterday, and there was a little note tucked in underneath the note saying, "We have a bottle drive. Please, if you're able to leave bottles out by 9 o'clock tomorrow, we won't ring the doorbell," which I think is on every note. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and buy some, I'm going to get Dropbear to
go buy some
beer before you come home. And
so we've got some empties.
Yeah, so we will have some empties for him.
Yep.
Just because they were
children's sports
very cute.
Causes alcoholism.
Apparently so. So because
just for you, we got drunk last night and left our empties. I hope.
I
on
did
the front
not
step.
get drunk last night.
I'm kidding.
There are plenty of bottles and cans left.
I know.
For next time.
I just thought it was funny.
The thing is we rarely actually have bottles and cans for bottle drives because we actually leave them out in the alleyway for the homeless people who come out.
That's right. Yeah, I separate the recycling and I put it in a little carry bag.
You're a better person than me because I usually put all the recyclables in one bag.
Well, the problem with that is that they just then go through the blue bin and they throw shit everywhere trying to get the bottle. Not saying that every homeless person does that, but it's been my experience that about 50% of them don't give a shit and they just need the bottle, right?
Yeah, they don't do it very nicely.
Yeah. So I figured it saves me a hassle of cleaning up after them if I just separate it.
Yeah, that's
To
true.
the side. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make the world a better place. You know, a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to navigate, walk
Well, we're
behind
trying
cars.
to save the world, and it's hard.
It is.
It is
It's
difficult.
it's a job worth doing.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're gonna go see meet up with the podcast fam tonight.
Pod people.
Yep, the pod people, which is gonna be super cool.
Pod squad.
Pod squad, pod people, YYC pod fam.
And as a matter of fact, we do have a bumper.
That's right, and it's from FLICKS XRAYED.
Bump it up, bump it up, bump it lit. Oh shit.
Wow.
Bump. Wait, shit. Oh wait. Wait, I gotta say. No, wait. I'm trying to.
Pump it up a little bit on the dance floor.
No, I know. I'm trying to remember the song. Bump the jam, bump it up, bump the. Fuck.
You know, I'm keeping all that.
Please don't.
Maybe I'll doom.
Pump the jam, pump it up, pump it. Fuck, I can't remember it anymore.
Pump up the jam, pump it up a little bit on the dance floor.
But that's not
I don't know.
quite right either.
I don't know any of these things.
And you know what? Tomorrow it's just gonna randomly pop into my head
And not go
and
away for a week.
And I'm gonna know the entire thing, and I'm gonna be like, fucking hell.
Oh man, you know what's super cool? I was walking down 10th Street the other day, and this truck pulls up, right? And if you can imagine like a really manly truck, but there's like this.
Were there testicles on it?
No, there's no testicles on it.
Thank God.
Not that manly. But there's like sort of like a disco song playing, like coming from this manly truck, and this dude, like, so he stops kind of by Midtown Bar there on 10th Street, and he is just letting it rip. Like he's dancing, he's doing like these moves, he's like looking out the window and he's like singing his song.
Oh, I love that.
Letting his freak flag fly. I thought it was amazing.
That makes me so happy. You know what song pops into my head every once in a while?
Yeah.
So was it 2 years ago we went and saw from Simply Theater Saucy Jack and the Space Fictions? Glitter Boots Saved My Life.
Yeah.
Glitter Boots saved my life. Just that line.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Just comes up.
Like I'll just get out of my shower and it'll just hit me.
Wow.
Or I'll be like driving to work and it'll just hit me. And it'll be in there for like 10 minutes and then it's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonder what that's, trying to tell you. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
That I need to buy glitter boots.
maybe.
That was such a great show.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So
Simply Theater.
we have a
Love those
bumper.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Simply Theater. Yay, they're amazing.
Oh, so here's the promo from FLICKS XRAYED.
God, we suck so bad.
Hi, this is Tony, the host of the FLICKS XRAYED podcast. Each week, I am joined by guests. Hello.
Yo.
Why, hello there.
Hello.
And we have a roundtable discussion where we X-ray a bunch of our favorite films and some really terrible ones. If you want, you can follow us on all the major platforms.
To find out more, you can find us online at www.flicksxrayed.com.
And you can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram if you want to reach out to us. Good night, Internet.
Bam. Huh? Anyway, these guys are great. And
That was the best and worst intro to a bumper.
right. Well, we're pros. Absolute total professionals.
Bump the jam, bump it up.
If you would like your promo played on Dropbear and Panda,
Please make it stop, my brain.
if you want your promo played on Dropbear and Panda Save the World, you can send it to us at info@dropbearandpanda.tv.
We will get none after this one.
Not after you introduce that one. Oh my god.
They'll be like, just don't make Panda do it.
It's like you actually had listeners leave. I lost listeners because you introduced our promo. No. Yeah. Anyway,
I will.
I'm going to get you. How are you going to save the world this week?
You know what? I'm still thinking about Grassy Narrows.
Oh yeah.
I think the response that our prime minister gave those ladies was so much worse
Yeah.
than this whole SNC Lavalin scandal. I think the scandal with this mercury poisoning is worse.
Well, because we dug a little deeper into it. It's been going on for like over 50 years.
It's a big deal.
This is not a new thing.
No, and I even found out that you know, somebody even said to me, and I don't know this person, but it's a friend of a friend, said like, "Oh, I didn't even hear about this. Like, more details, please." As in, like, you know, what do you mean I shouldn't do this? And I was like, "Oh, well, just Google it." And I sent them like 6 articles, and they were like, "Oh." I'm gonna see if there's, you know, like, is there a donation thing for this? Like,
can you keep it in the news cycle, or can you?
Well, you know,
support them somehow.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to look into that this week, because I had posted on my Facebook wall an article from the Toronto Sun last week saying like this is bullshit. Like the Liberals need to keep the promise that they did last year, and this is why there's been protests, is because the Liberals said we are going to stop this mercury poisoning that has been a problem for 50 years. Yeah, and
nothing.
And Trudeau just laughed at them last week. And this is why you end up having a protest, is because they promised something which they still haven't delivered. Yeah. You know, and SNC is just drowning everything else out, right? Yeah. And nobody freaking knows about it. And when Walkerton happened, 6 people died from E. coli poisoning. Damn straight, the entire country was up in arms, right? Yeah. So I'm going to look more into this and see if there's at least
something you can do.
Or yeah.
That's awesome.
And there might not be. I don't know, but I'm really angry at this. Yeah. And
well, and I
what the hell, Canada?
Yeah. We can do better.
I mean, we complain about poisoned water in Detroit, or in Flint, Michigan, sorry. Yeah. And, you know, we're like, what the hell, US? Like,
get it together.
Get it together. And we've got the same problem in Canada, and nobody fucking knows about it.
Yeah. And I think the thing that really got to me about that was, I thought, because it didn't defend him, but I also thought, hey, when you get ambushed, I get it. Sometimes you get flustered and you say some weird shit. But he knew. Like, this is not a new problem that he was just like, hitting the side of the head with. This has been a thing that's been going on. And for him to take such a cavalier attitude on something that's been happening for 50 years that he knew about.
And made a promise last year that he would take care of.
Right. Wow. Fuck you, dude. That's wrong. Oh, that's offside.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was, and because nobody knew about it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So these couple ladies just went in.
Good for them.
Yeah,
So keep that ball rolling there, Panda.
Yeah,
Pandas can roll.
They roll a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll hard. Roll hard.
We might be light and fluffy, but we do roll.
Roll hard.
What are you gonna do to save the world?
What am I gonna do to save the world?
Build more wind turbines, or should I say?
No, I'm gonna learn how to cobble.
Cobbler. You mean like apple cobbler? No, blueberry cobbler?
No, I'm gonna make wooden shoes for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Maybe start a GoFundMe. I don't know.
You know, is it just because he didn't want alternative?
Well, I don't. Who
energy?
knows? Well, because he wants coal. Because apparently coal doesn't cause cancer at all.
No, it just black lung. Apparently,
coal's totally clean. Clean. Yeah, so save the world. You've got a really great one this week. I feel
it's like the one time I actually thought of something.
I'm gonna save the world. Fuck, I don't know.
You're doing great.
Yeah, thanks. Maybe I will. I'm going to get our application started for the documentary series of Story Hive. And we're going to help share an important story with the world.
Hey.
Yeah.
Have you posted any of the other videos that you said you might post from last week?
No, I haven't even edited them yet.
Oh my God.
So maybe I should do that.
As well.
Yeah.
Story Hive needs to get
going. I need to, actually I need to do Story Hive. Anyway, so that's going to happen. So we're going to, we're putting, Dropbear and Panda Productions is going after a Story Hive documentary grant.
That's our plan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
We're so busy.
Yeah.
We keep making promises that we can't seem to keep.
Oh no, this one's so we're gonna put our name in, and then we got 30 days to develop our pitch, and we have a great story. Like it's and it's local, but it's also global, which is really cool. You'll learn more about that later. And I will edit up those videos, those little videos, Dropbear's do-it-yourself, so that you can learn how to do things like fix a vacuum cleaner, replace a mirror on a 2005 Toyota Matrix.
It's very specific, but
make a dark and stormy.
Yum.
Yeah, so I'll start putting those out this week as well. But yeah, there we go. So that's how I'm going to do it.
I think learning how to make a dark and stormy is kind of saving the world, because the world is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a stiff, dark and stormy. So
that's what she said.
That is what she said.
I'm Dropbear.
I'm Panda.
And we saved
the world.
Again.
Okay, Google, say sayonara.
On the website vocabulary.com, they say, the word sayonara means goodbye or farewell. When you are seeing your friend off at the airport, you can wave and say sayonara. Sayonara is a casual way to say goodbye, similar to phrases like so long or see ya.
Wow, you learn something new every episode. Sayonara, Panda.
Sayonara, Dropbear.
Sayonara, world.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, the Friday Sock Company.
This podcast was recorded at the Dropbear and Panda Kensington studio.
Special thanks to Emery Cords for the kick-ass theme music.
Yo.
Don't forget to subscribe.
It's Dropbear and Panda, yo. Dropbear and Panda, yo. Dropbear and Panda, coming at you, Panda. Coming at you like a locomotive on a motherfucking bender. Yeah, I got my cool tongue out my chap, follow me. Yeah, with Michael Doggies, yeah, you be checking on the flow, yo. Checking flow, choose quick, you can't pick my medical ranges, angles, tangles. You get tangled, twisted side of flexes, child should be. Can't compete with the owls that devour. Yeah, with the owls that devour, yeah. Yeah, it's a Dropbear and Panda, coming at your randa. Dropbear and Panda, coming at your randa. Dropbear and Panda, coming at your randa. It's like a locomotive filled with autonomous champa. Dropbear and Panda, coming at your randa. It's like a locomotive filled with autonomous champa. Dropbear and Panda.